Hello, everybody. I'm Jessica Brozart, founder here of the Soulful Digital Nomads group, and welcome to our very first group energy clearing. I've been doing these for other groups and just really wanted to share this with more people, so that's why I started this group. So I just want to kind of explain, in case you haven't got to read a little bit about what the group is about. Digital nomads are like entrepreneurs that are aspiring for a higher lifestyle. They really want to be able to work, live, and play anywhere in the world and be able to live like a laptop lifestyle while doing it so that they can just take their work with them. And I've been an entrepreneur since right after college. I got the entrepreneurial bug. I wasn't raised by entrepreneurs, so it was a whole new world to me. And so I have been doing several different endeavors over the years. And my husband is also an entrepreneur. And at any given time, we have ran anywhere from 2 to 5 businesses and had great success doing so. And not only that, we're also investors. We've invested in several different startup companies. And some of them have done amazing, but that's a chance you take. One of them kind of went bad, but that's okay. It's a chance to take with as an investor. And I really wish that I would have had some of this energy clearing back then for all that, because that could have probably went a little better than it did. Anyway, then the other part of this is Soulful. So what's that about? Well, I am an energy medicine expert. I have been practicing and instructing energy medicine techniques for the last 12 years. I've had a practice here in Little Rugby, North Dakota, and I have helped just countless clients in person in my office. I used to be in a chiropractic office, and now I've branched out and opened my own office, and I'm here with a massage therapist and yoga instructor, so we have a really fun vibe going on here. And I just wanted to have that energy in it, people that actually care and want to do better in the world and have that soul purpose attached to it. And that brings in the energy clearings, to help us move forward. We're out there, working, and sometimes we just run into a wall and we're like, why does this happen? And because sometimes we aren't aligned with the energy of our business, or our business energy isn't aligned with our clients. And there's all this synergy that when it really all comes together can just be magical. And I really started to find this out end of last year. I started doing business sessions for my own business. And that's when everything started falling into place. And I ended up with so many opportunities and started down this path of being able to work more of that laptop lifestyle. And so part of that too is now over the last year, but even before that, I have encountered awesome opportunities to be able to live that laptop lifestyle. And that's some stuff that I'm going to share with our group too when I come across it. And if you guys know of any wonderful ways, you can personal message me and I can check it out. But I already have several options that that have already been working for me. And I'm going to share some of that along the way. So one thing that I wanted to say is, obviously, if you want to be a part of this group, you need to be open-minded. Energy medicine is a whole different world than what people are used to. And if some people just aren't open-minded to it, and that's okay. Maybe they're not ready for it. But if you're open-minded and can understand that, kind of like the internet, the internet, we don't really understand how it works, but it works. And we use it every day, and it works beautifully for us, usually. And energy, it just works. It's there. Everything is energy, whether we realize it or not. And how we tap into that is, some of us tap into it more than others. Like some of us probably know a person that just has a negative vibe and you're around them, it's kind of a drag and they have negative energy. That's another kind of way to think about it. Whereas you can sometimes be around somebody where it's like, oh, they're bubbly and they're happy and they're truly want to connect with you, and you can feel it and you can feel their positive energy. It can be like that with our businesses too. Like some of our businesses, whether we know it or not, might be emulating kind of negative or maybe blah energy, and the clients we're trying to attract are just like, ugh, nah, that just seems not up my alley, or this and that. So if you get that energy aligned, which is what we're going to do here today, that can be really powerful and attract amazing opportunities for you to make more money, have more clients, help more people, and just make a bigger difference in the world. And isn't that what we're all really here striving to do? So I want to also let you know that if you know other people that would enjoy this kind of community, invite them. By all means, the more the merrier. I'm just getting started with this and wanted to do this first energy clearing when we didn't have such a huge group. I just wanted to get my feet wet, and then we're going to start promoting more and inviting more people into the group. So by all means, invite away and invite some positive people that want to do big things in the world. So back to the energy medicine part. I have several credentials that help identify where I've come from in the alternative health world. I am an advanced body talk practitioner, which I was the 118th in the world, which is quite an accomplishment for any of us that have achieved that goal. It's really an amazing amount of studying and applying techniques and helping clients, and I really enjoy that background. That's what got me into alternative health. And since then, I've been attracted to so many other different things that I help clients with too. I am an emotional freedom techniques practitioner that works really amazing hand in hand with body talk. I also love access consciousness, Raymond Grace techniques, and I've been a Reiki master and instructor, and I've been teaching that for years. And so I suppose it's getting to be about a year and a half ago, I really wasn't looking for another system to learn, and this fell into my lap, and I was like, wow, I really need to take a better look at this, because it was encompassing some more aspects of what I wanted to work with. So the technique that I'm going to be using for most of these clearings is called trailblazing communications. And I loved how it was really effective, but 1,000 times easier to learn than body talk, because it took me years and years to really encompass what body talk was about and how to help people with it. And this, when I teach this, I became their first instructor last year. And when I teach this, people are just amazed at how much it can do so quickly. And what attracted me to it is, although I've been helping people with their health issues for so many years, this system has a way that I can help people clear the energy of their homes. Because imagine all the energy that gets stuck in our homes. So many people, so many emotions, so many things going on. And then also businesses, which is how this ties in with this. I really started balancing my business at the end of last year, and it's really hard to explain how things have really fallen into place and how many opportunities I've had. I've been on a podcast. I'll probably be on more podcasts in the future. I've connected with some really amazing women and business groups, and I help what I call some of my VIP clients. They're 6- and 7-figure business women. I do business clearings for them to keep their business moving forward and being able to really keep achieving that higher level of success. And I also help with business project launches. And the last launch that I helped with produced almost 6 figures. So really amazing things going on. And I can't take all the credit for that. Obviously, these business people are very driven and very good at what they do, but working hand in hand can produce amazing results. So what I want to focus on today is sharing more of this trailblazing communications with you and doing clearing for October goals. And if you don't have goals, it's kind of hard to strive for something. So if you need to take a moment, and even if you're watching this later, just go ahead and pause it and write down some of your goals. How much money do you want to make this month? Or how much more money do you want to make this month? How many more clients do you want to attract this month, or customers? How many, it could be new customers. It could be reconnecting with old customers and resharing something new that you're doing with them. How much do you want to travel this month? How do you want to get to a new training? Just kind of what's your biggest project or goal that you want to accomplish this month? Is it something with your website? Is it social media? Is it, getting your office? One of the things on my goal this month is getting my office ready for an open house. And I have big things going on with my website and all this stuff. So goals can really encompass many different things, or maybe you just want some specific goals. But whatever it is, write it down. It needs to be more tangible and something that you can see and really be able to wrap your head around. So back to talking about how we're going to clear that. So with Body Talk, I use an advanced form of muscle testing where I use my hand on their arm to get answers to yes, no questions. A lot of people might not know that our body and the energy have ability to answer yes, no questions if we just tune into it. And what I find is what is the highest priority to be worked on right now to help things to the best of our ability. And the thing that's different with trailblazing is instead of having to learn the muscle testing, which is one of the biggest hangups that people get caught up in when they learn Body Talk, we actually use a pendulum. And a pendulum is way easier to be able to learn. And I'm actually going to share some videos in here about how to work a pendulum. So if that interests you, it's really fun to be able to get answers to your business questions using a pendulum. So this still works on the same premise. And there's nothing, I used to think there was something a little bit weird about a pendulum, but it's not weird at all. People have been using pendulums, or it's also called dowsing, for hundreds of thousands of years. If you've heard of when people used to need to dig wells, and actually we did this on our own farm, my husband farms, and we needed to dig a well in a pasture. And you can use, like, there's people that are talented at holding these metal rods, and it's called water witching, I believe. And they walk around, and when these rods cross, that's where the water is down below. I have a family member that has an amazing knack for that. And so this is very similar. You're just tuning into the energy. In this case, I'm tuning into the energy of the whole group, Soulful Digital Nomads, because right before I got on here, I checked all the different members so that I could get all that information into my subconscious, and working on us as a group to clear any blocks that might be in our way of achieving our October goals. So again, be sure to write those down so that those blocks are cleared to help you more easily achieve those goals. So a pendulum is very simple. For me, this is a yes, and this is a no. So clockwise for me is a yes. I'm just kind of stopping it and making it go. But it goes by itself, which every person that I teach how to use a pendulum, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got it to move. So if you see, my hand is relatively, it's still right now. It would be stiller if I could put my elbow on my table. And then I just allow it to go neutral. And this is a no. It spins the opposite way. And so that is how I get answers to what we need to work on with your business. But then I need a practical application to be able to use it with. So I use Trailblazing Communications, and in this case, it's called Business Style. And this helps me tune into the energy of, in this case, all of our businesses to help us in this case, or I can tune into another, like a one-on-one business, like what I do with clients. And I also work with other groups, specific groups, like people that are doing projects. Like I have one client where they are working with a group of 93 of their new clients in moving forward with this brand new project. And they've taken me on as being their personal energy medicine practitioner to be able to help that project along. And so there's lots of possibilities. And I actually teach this course, and that might be something that people might be interested in the future also. But for today, I'm just going to show you the gist of how this works. So this is my main chart. When I open this binder, this is the main chart. And behind it are all the charts that are symbolized on the first page, so that I can find information that we can shift with our businesses. So, oops, throwing things around on my desk here. Okay, so I'm just going to use a blank sheet of paper and write Soulful Digital Nomads Group, because that's where the energy is going. It's to all of you lucky people. And whether you're here or not, you still receive the benefit, because energy is energy, and this is where I'm sending the energy. So even for the people that aren't being able to watch, this is still helping clear your stuff. So that's one of the other amazing things about how this works. And then I'm also writing down the date so that I have this for our records for when we are doing more sessions. Okay, so I like to just keep this really simple and laid back. And what I do is just point my laptop actually at this book while I'm working. And you won't be able to see me very well, because I wish that I had a wider angle camera or something. But what I'm going to be doing is putting the pendulum in this neutral spot and allowing it to swing wherever it wants to go to show us what answers want to be cleared. So I'm going to write down that the focus is hold on, I'm just writing this down. The focus of this session is to clear any blocks to achieving our October goals. So again, if you want to write those down while I'm working on this too, that can be beneficial. I'm just gonna, okay. So I just needed to check something there real quick. So I'm just gonna walk us through this, and this will kind of be like a mini session because I don't want to take too much of your time. And I hope that you can see that okay. So if you can, please let me know, like, hey, I can see it pretty well, or whatever. You can always type in the chat if you have questions or insights or anything like that, or if something comes up really relates to you, you're like, wow, that was totally meant for me. You can share that kind of stuff too. So what I like to do is get the energy of our businesses as a whole. And I work on several of the businesses that are in this group. So some people have really amazing energy going on with their businesses, and some people haven't even started yet, and some might have some negative energy. And I don't even know what to expect when we start, but we're at -60. And our goal usually is to get up to +100. Now, does that mean like, oh my gosh, the energy is terrible, oh my gosh, it's so bad? No, that just means that we have work to do. Like, there's things that can shift to help get us over in the positives and stay in the positives. And this is probably the first session for quite a few of the businesses on here. So the more we stick with it, the more the energy of our business will rise along with this. So I'm just going to allow my pendulum. Okay, I'm just going to stop it here for a second. I'm holding my pendulum above here in neutral and allowing it to swing whichever way it wants to, whether it's way over here or anywhere in between, to see where we're going to start clearing things. And it's going to this first one here, and you can probably see it says compass chart. There's all these different things that can be cleared, and this is the first priority for us to clear. So this is all the different directions. It's like a compass, so I'm just going to let it swing freely and see which one it wants to go to. And then I asked, does it want to go to this one? No. This one? Yes. So then I ask if more specific. Yes. Does it want something in the first three or something in the last three? Or I'm sorry, last four. Okay, so then I just narrow it down. Is it this one? Yes. Do we need any more? Okay, so the thing that's being highlighted is new beginnings. So the first thing we're balancing is new beginnings. And this is actually probably a new beginning in the energy of a lot of your businesses. I know this is a new beginning even for this group. So that's a wonderful thing to come up first. Okay, so then I'm going to ask anything more here, anything more here. No. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the main page. Yes. Now where should we go? Now we're going to communication, which is yellow. It's different communications. And now it's going back and forth where there's a possibility of two things. So I'm just going to ask, is it this one? No, is it this one? And it's face-to-face relating. And if you think about it, I'm just going to write this down here because I'll share this within the group. I'm just going to point at myself again here for a second. If you think about it, going to a digital nomad style of life, a lot of people fear losing that face-to-face relating. I know I did. Like, I love seeing my clients in person, and I used to not want to have clients by distance. I purposely wanted just to see them in person. So there was like an energy shift that had to happen in order to not be so stuck with wanting to only face-to-face relate. It could mean something else for you, but it's kind of like how we interpret it. Oh, good. And Dawn said that it looks good. Thanks, Dawn, for that input. Or it could be that, hey, maybe you're not relating face-to-face with enough people. Maybe you need to do some more so that you can get more clients. So it might mean something else to you. Okay, so get this set up again. It's with this yellow one, it's hard to see if it's even on there. There we go. Okay, so anything further with face-to-face relating? No. Further communications? No. Go back to the main page? Yes. Okay, so now it's going over to self-love. And if any of you have built a business, you know that you gotta deal with a lot of your own stuff along the way. Owning a business will bring up all your insecurities, all your emotional blocks, all that kind of stuff. So self-love can be one of the most important things that you keep in practice while running a business. And this is, so what it's going to here is do what you love. Some of us get stuck in doing some jobs along the way that we don't necessarily love, but we feel like we have to do. So this might just be highlighting to, I feel so completely blessed to be able to do what I love every day. I can't imagine working in an environment not doing what I love. So if you're in one of those people where you're kind of stuck in that space and not doing what you love, this can probably help shift that some for you. And also reiterate, like, hey, maybe it's time to think about doing what I love. Anything further with that? Further with self-love? No. Okay, so we're going to go back to the main page. And I just love how colorful this is. And now it's going to this blue one over here, and I know on camera it looks a little bit like optical illusion sometimes, so that's why I like to point out all the time where it's going and what we're working on. So next we're going to products and services, this blue one. And I love how, I don't know if you noticed, but all the tabs behind are color coded with this too, so that you can find the right tab easily. Okay, so products and services. And it's honing in on a mission statement. Sometimes we get so busy in our businesses, we forget what our mission is. So if you don't have a mission statement, this is kind of like highlighting like, hey, it's time to write a mission statement. What truly is your mission? And don't make it small. Don't make it smaller than it should be. Think bigger, because the world needs more good energy and more people out there doing what they love and being on a mission. So anything further on mission statement? No. Further on product services? No. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the main page. And this time we're going to heart of the business. I'm trying not to write too messy. I take notes of every session, and I'll rewrite this and make it pretty and share it with the group. Okay, so heart of the business is the next one, this green one. And I always tell people too, make sure that you drink some water before, during, and after, because right now you're receiving an energy clearing, and in order for your energy to be able to shift and move, you need to be hydrated. So I'm just drinking some water over here too. So what part of the heart of our business needs to be focused on? And it's going to affirmations. And affirmations can be really fun, but if you don't do them right, can be really not the most helpful. So within this group, I've actually already been asked for some affirmations. So I'm going to be sharing more affirmations to help us shift our mindset. And also Access Consciousness has some amazing way to help us think differently and shift our consciousness. And I'll be sharing some of that stuff within here too. So there's lots of stuff to look forward to here. Okay, so anything further on affirmations? No. Further on heart of the business? No. Now we're going back to the main page. Okay. And now it's going to the brown one over here, which is the clearing chart. And it's really towards the back. Sorry, I got something in the way over there. Okay. What needs to be focused on here? This is too funny. It says move from space, which kind of means like move from your office space, which is kind of the whole goal of digital nomads. Oh, that's too comical. Okay, so anything further on that? No. Further clearing? No. So does this mean that you need to move from your office space immediately? No. Does this mean you need to move away from your job or office? No. This is just clearing the energy for that to happen for the people that are needing that. Okay, so, oh, sorry, further on the clearing chart? No. Further on this main chart? Yes. Okay, and then actions and remedies, those are some of my favorite because they're like actions that you can take to really move things along. So we're going to the actions chart. What action do we need to take? Okay, so it's going to organize. And I know from running several businesses, it can be really easy to get disorganized and especially with it being the beginning of the month. That's a wonderful time to just take some time out and organize yourself, organize your month. Oh, and I'm actually notice I ask if I need to be more specific. And sometimes I'm just clearing things in general, but with organize, it wants to be more specific. So I'm just going to elaborate on that. Is it like projects? It's about your calendar, what I was just starting to talk about, because while I was talking, I started to get a yes with my pendulum, which is like an indication that I'm on the right track and need to share more about it. So organizing your calendar can be one of the most beneficial things you can do to make sure that you make time for certain business practices. Like if you need to work on your website, it might take an hour today, an hour tomorrow, 2 hours later in the week to finish things up, or talk to your web guy, and all that kind of stuff. So you need to block time off your calendar for projects, not just clients and customers and stuff. You need to analyze your goals and see how to organize your calendar. So that's what this one's about, and it's helping to clear the way for us to be able to do that. Okay, so anything further on that? No. Anything further on the main page? No. Okay, so this is like a mini session. This is like a free taste of what I do. And so, but if you notice, we still are clearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big things. So that can be very powerful. And a regular session probably clears 2, 3, maybe even 4 times that much. So now the indication that things are being cleared is, I hope you can see my pendulum kind of swinging around. I'm going to bring this up just a smidge. Hold on, I got to stop my pendulum. You can see all my notes and things on the wall. So this is the, I kind of get it swinging, but then it usually swings by itself. It's the indication that it's clearing all this stuff. And this works kind of under the premise that there's so much spiritual help out there for us that wants to help shift our energy, that we're just tuning into that and letting that spiritual help and energy help us shift. And so while this is spinning, it's just an indication to me that all this stuff is shifting. So yeah, that's one thing that's really cool about it. And in all my time, actually I'll put this back at me. And in all my time that I've been doing alternative health, they always say mind, body, spirit. And I, actually believe that is, some of the main parts of us. Actually, in my work, we include mind, body, spirit, and emotions, because they're such an intricate part of us also. And a lot of my work, even though it said mind, body, spirit, didn't focus on balancing the spiritual aspect. And I love how this brings in that. It's not about religion. It's not about anything weird. It's just about that aspect helping us clear things here in our physical world. And if you want to learn more about that, I do have some videos that I can make to kind of share how that works a little bit more too, if that part interests you. So there's a lot to clear here, so it's still spinning, so I'll let it just spin. And I also like to kind of look at all the things that came up and kind of focus on like, wow, this is what we're clearing to clear these blocks to our October goals. So I'm just going to reiterate to you guys what we're clearing. We're clearing the way for new beginnings, face-to-face relating, doing what you love, creating a mission statement, using affirmations, moving from your space or a space, or opening up the energy for that, and the action of organizing our calendars. So that might be a good thing to put on your calendar, like today, to organize your calendar for this month in a way that can help you achieve these monthly goals, because that's obviously a piece of this pie that's going to be important. So I'm just going to let that wind down. And sometimes if I take a drink of water to help, this helps me refocus and help it shift a little faster. And I love to show people my mug. Can you read that? Best day ever. That's a mindset thing too. I'm going to share some mindset stuff with you. How many people do you know that use a coffee cup or a water cup that says like, I can't function without coffee, or life sucks, or something like that? And it's like, oh my gosh, you're looking at that all day and drinking from that. And yeah, that's terrible energy. So one of the easiest things you can do to help yourself is to have a positive either coffee mug or a water glass that helps keep your focus on something positive. Okay, so anything further on that? No. Okay, so everything's cleared, and I don't want to take too much time, or else people won't have the time to watch it. I'm all about really respecting people's time because I'm super busy. I know every entrepreneur I work with is super busy, so I like to just keep things short, simple, sweet. So now the other thing that I need to do now that it's cleared is recheck the energy. So I'm just going to focus down here again. Now we're back to this frequency chart, and when we started, we were over here. Now it might not be like, woohoo, we're way over here because, you know, this is a mini session, but it cleared enough to get us into the positives. We're +5. It's not, you know, a really high number, but we are in the positives, and that is definitely a huge shift. So we went from here to here. That's really major for just balancing 7 things. I'm sorry, right here. So for just balancing 7 things, it really brought us up the scale. So imagine balancing 7 more things and 7 more things and so on and so forth. So if you or anybody you know would like a personal session, I don't have a ton of time to do personal sessions, but if that truly interests you, you can reach out to me for that. But yeah, this is definitely my passion, and I hope it shines through, and I hope that you like it and start to notice things from it. And we'll just keep sharing more of this in the group, and each month we'll be doing a session to help clear for your goals. So if you feel unprepared this month and it's like, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready with my goals, just get them ready, and you can listen to this again, or it actually, you know, helped clear this. So you can really focus on that and then be ready for November and be like, woohoo, now I'm really ready here with my goals and ready to clear with you, Jessica. So that would be awesome. So again, invite some friends. If you have any friends that are open-minded and would love this kind of stuff, by all means, invite them to our group, and we'll include them in the next clearing. All right, thank you so much for your time and attention. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to connecting with all of you more in the future.